Yo guys, what is up? It is Teachers Game 2 coming at you again with another video here, and this is a little bit of a fail. Not completely a fail, but just a little bit of one. And what I wanted to show you right now is we are working on Alpha Ab. Now it is shockingly easy, and we made only one critical mistake. We went in on Rock Drakes. Now for those of you that have never done this boss, it's actually shockingly easy. It really is not difficult at all. You really don't even need tames. You would actually probably be better off going in on foot. That's my personal opinion, but you know, that's me. I went in on my first time on Alpha Ab with a Rock Drake. Not a good call. And all you have to do, like you see that I'm doing right now, is basically take out these little balls of death that fly at you and the tentacles. Once you take out all of the tentacles, Rockwell kind of falls down to his knees, and then you can actually hit him in his what is supposed to be his heart. And what we're doing, or the process that we're going through right now, is we have 4 guys running around on Rock Drakes, killing the tentacles on the outside, for lack of a better word. And then he falls like you see right here, and we've got the rest of our teammates waiting right there in the middle, and they're just going to shoot his heart with the power that they have over there. Now, the one thing you want to watch out for, as you can see that I'm kind of shooting them around a little bit, those little balls, what they do is they do damage to both your tame and you, so you want to be very, very careful of those. I will tell you ahead of time, I will have another one shortly where I actually survive, but in the end of this one I made a big mistake, and I'll show you how to do that, so that way you don't do it yourself and get killed. Now, if you are on a Rock Drake, one, bring a bunch of Nameless Venom into this fight, because Nameless Venom heals for like 500 HP for a Rock Drake. Now, however, if it was me, I would probably just go in on foot, because it's a lot easier that way. Now, with that, what you're going to notice is, basically you'll see these guys are doing damage. I can't do damage from this side. You have to be right up under the side where he falls down. And if you are under that side where he falls down, you just have like 6 or 7 guys waiting there with shotguns, and they just blast it. And then he comes back up, and it's just you repeat this process over and over and over again. While you repeat the process, basically you just have a couple guys waiting over there while you're walking around the outside. Now you see we just go for one leg at a time. What you want to do is you want to try and pull down the leg that is closest to you as quickly as possible, because as soon as you get that leg down, just like you see right there, it can't hit you, because there's a couple different attacks that he has. One, he'll swing his leg down, and it's like a ground pound kind of attack, and if you're within a certain range of it, it does a ton of damage. Huge amount of damage. If you're not within a certain range, it's not a huge deal. Now, the other attack that you don't see for a little bit until like a couple rounds pass by, basically, he has an electric attack that he sticks his tentacle into the ground and electrifies everything, which kicks you off your mount and causes all kinds of chaos. That is how I die later on, and it really is not a difficult fight, though. Like, to be totally honest with you, this is something that it's almost embarrassing that we lost. You can see the Rock Drakes are getting super bloody. Mine is not. If you're not paying attention on a Rock Drake, you're dead. That's just what it is, because you just take too much damage over time. Rock Drakes are not super tanks, and when it comes to like Nameless and stuff like this, you see I turned my light on. Basically, you just, I mean, there's not much you can do. The Rock Drakes just don't deal enough damage in order to survive this, and it's just how it works. But, oh well, you know, teach their own. What you're going to notice right now is in the Rock Drake, you're okay, but see how it does almost no damage to these things? Because Rock Drakes, you've got 3 main categories of Rock Drakes. 1, you've got a weight Drake. 2, you've got a tank Drake. And 3, you've got an attack Drake. Now you can see that I'm shooting that electric thing. Sorry if we'll talk about the Rock Drakes in a second here. That electric thing, until you kill it, that is a dangerous area to go. So you want to basically take out that little thing over there, and as quick as possible. Now, our people on foot, they're totally safe because there's a group of 6 or 7 of them, and they're on the bridge, and nothing can get to them on the bridge, so it's actually a safe place to stand if you bring like a couple different types of weapons. A little bit of lag going on right now, so I apologize about that. It's just, there's a lot of stuff happening on this screen right now. But anyways, you notice, just keep shooting. That's the only way to actually beat this boss. If you just continue to shoot, oh my goodness, there's a ton of lag. So MTS, which is what we are doing this on, occasionally does lag a bunch, and that is clearly what is happening right now. But anyways, continuing. you continue to fight this guy, and you're probably going to be just fine. The boss itself is not difficult, but let's talk about these rock drakes again. So you got 3 categories of rock drakes. The big thing that you want to do for your rock drakes is, well, for lack of a better word, you want to have the 3 different types, because you can't put a bunch of points into all 3 and just have a well-rounded rock drake, because they never get good enough at one particular thing, which is obviously a big problem. I think the most generous way to say it is that if you have a rock drake and you are using it, have one that is a weight drake, because you want to be able to transfer things around. You can usually get to 2,500, 3,000 weight on a good weight drake, which is a ton. I mean, obviously, if you don't have access to gas bags and stuff like that, it's really, really, really useful to have a weight drake. Now, the other 2 things that you want to have access to are some form of rock drake that has the capability to take a ton of damage. Because if you put a tech suit on your rock drake, they can actually be very effective raiders on just about every single map in the game. Now, when you do use every single map in the game, rock drakes can be just, I mean, with that tech drake ability, they can peek around corners, and maybe I'll make a video on that. But they peek corners really, 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 really well. And that's just something that you want to use, because, I mean, if you got a bunch of health on those guys and they have the ability to shoot a long ways, it really is an effective drake. And then the last drake that you want is a melee drake. And that's basically, I mean, it's literally nothing but a troll drake. Because rock drakes are just so fast. If you can get somebody with that dash attack, and then also at the same time, you are able to, for lack of a better word, just sneak up on them and kill them. Rock drakes can be super OP. You notice I feed my rock drake that nameless venom and some meat, because this is I guess it's a combination of stamina and health. But 16,000 health, not bad for a rock drake. And I am just getting slaughtered in this boss fight. Now, because I am getting slaughtered in this boss fight, this is why I suggest you just run around on foot, because you bring in a bunch of med brews, you can avoid much safer on foot, because everything seems to aggro to the rock drakes, whereas if you bring enough shotgun shots, you can just blow everything away. Now, you'll see why I die in the end. It's actually unfortunate. Some stupid circumstances, but oh well. Now, the one thing you will have to do a lot during this fight, if you do choose to bring in a tame, is you're going to have to force feed it. If you bring in a stego, you're pretty good. The reapers do start coming quickly here, so you'll notice me being very careful, because I'm just sitting here trying to avoid the death. Reapers aren't very strong. One shot from your shotgun will kill them if you've got a decent one, like 250 to 300% damage. 1 or 2 shots from your shotgun and you'll just destroy them. And that's really all you need. But I mean, I would still, I know I keep saying this over and over and over again, but I really do encourage you, if you're going to do this thing, do it on foot. It really saves you time. If you really want to bring in a tame, bring in a Megalosaurus, because the Megalosaurus can do a ton of damage to Rockwell. And basically they just do a ton of damage to his chest, and you just like whistle him aggressive, and they will just destroy him. So as long as you're doing it in a decent pattern, you'll be okay. I wouldn't be super concerned if I was you. It's just something that you can do if you want to. Now, you're going to notice that throughout this entire boss fight, basically all I do is stay on one side and force feed my rock drake to keep him alive. And the reason that you do that is because you want to spread out your guys just a little bit to take down the tentacles as quick as possible, because the quicker the tentacles go, the quicker he goes down. If you kill the tentacles, he drops down to his knees, and that's when you're actually able to do damage on him. If you do not go down to his knees, or if he does not go down to his knees, then he just, survives. Now, anyways, right now you're going to notice that keep feeding this guy, because you can't keep up. I mean, that's what it comes down to. That's why I would go on foot. You just cannot keep up with the amount of damage you take. So bring some good flak, bring some shotgun, and you will be just fine. If you really want to be safe, bring a Megalosaurus, and that thing will just destroy everything, because Megalosauruses nowadays just have so much damage that you'll just destroy everything, and I would not be concerned for 1 second. With the meat too, it doesn't really do enough healing. For some reason it feels like on rock drakes. I don't know, it just feels that way in my opinion, but whatever. I had to drop some meat for one of my buddies there. He is actually the reason that I die in the end of this. He ends up saying, hey, I need some help, so I go over there to help him, and it causes my death. But still, we do end up beating Rockwell. You can see he's only got like 25 to 33% of his health left. which is pretty good because if you can get rid of this guy quickly, not that hard of a boss fight. You're going to notice right now that we're being very careful. We kind of like walk towards the edge. See how we try and take out this one the closest to us? That is what you want to do as quickly as possible. So, because if that thing slams down, you'll see it slam down here in a minute. Oh, nope, it didn't. Good, perfect. This wasn't the one. If it slams down, you're hosed. For lack of a better word, you are straight up hosed. Now, you want to be very careful of that electricity. If you see him start to charge his tentacle, if you see him charge his tentacle, you need to get away from it because it'll knock you off your mount, stun you in place, and do a whole bunch of problems for you. Now, basically, that thing will stick on the ground for quite a while, just destroying that ground. So take out that tentacle as quick as possible because that's the one that is the electric one. It does charge up pretty quick too, so he can do a bunch of those at the exact same time. I think there's like 3 or 4 he can do electric-wise that I've seen. So just be careful. And it'll knock you out of the sky while you're on your rock drake, so there's not really much safe haven that you could have. You'll notice again, because I brought in a rock drake, I have to spend half my time doing what I'm supposed to be doing, the other half trying to keep my rock drake alive, which is not a good thing. You want to spend almost your entire time taking him out, because if you do, this truly is an easy boss fight. If you don't, it's not. It really is not an easy boss fight. You're going to notice right here, I get smacked by his tentacle, and I take a ton of damage. I'm trying to save right now this guy because, well, he's got no light and his rock drake is almost dead. I kill both of these reapers, and it does get rid of them pretty quick, but again, if you just have a shotgun, you can just destroy these things. Now, what we didn't realize is basically because he was too close to me, we do enough damage to each other, where we were probably just actually killing each other more than the reapers actually were. So there's that big hit. You saw it right there. If he smacks down his tentacle on you, oofda, good luck. There it is again. Huge hit. Does like 1,000 or 2,000 damage each time he does it. So we try and focus that tentacle as quickly as possible. And it does end pretty well for us, because like 90% of us finish, but I pulled the whole, I need to save my teammate thing, and it cost me everything, sadly. So I've got 3 reapers that I kill over there. Somehow that dude shot me out of the sky with his, which is very impressive. Now this is where it goes quite poorly for me. So I'm stuck here. Can't move. My rock drake's almost dead. The electricity is over to my left. I'm trying to force feed him. I've only got 1,000 of my 15k health, and it does not go well. I'm almost dead. My buddy says, hey, I need some help. So I'm like, okay, let me kill these nameless real quick, and I'll see if I can get over to you. He does a couple of damages. It bites to me accidentally trying to get some help over here. We're both just like last legs over here. Just on our last legs. I'm not going to say who it is, but he knows, and he probably watched this video and he'll realize that I'm talking about him. But anyways, you see me trying to keep this thing alive, back up to 1,300 health and at 15k. Don't worry, again, I will upload one where I actually beat it here momentarily, but sadly, it did not end very well for me right now. So, it's like the downhill slide. We've done everything so well. Rockwell's just about dead. I die, and then maybe, I kid you not, 30 seconds later, we win. So, he gets up one last time. You see he's almost dead right now. Literally 30 seconds after I die, we lose. So, that's kind of crappy luck. But, oh well, to each their own. So he slams down his tail, does a little bit more damage to my rock drake. I'm trying to escape. He slams down that tail because he's got that electric thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm safe up here. I shouldn't take any damage up here. However, I did not see this coming. Basically, his electricity, oh man, I am like looking at every which way right now, knocks me off, drops me to the ground. I parachute, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll make this out, maybe I'll make it, but his electricity causes my rock drake to go after him, which is just a nightmare, obviously. Rock drake dies. I'm still floating in the air, so I can't use med brews, I can't do anything. I'm just trying to escape at this moment in time. He breaks my flak while I'm in the air, injures me. And then, after I finally, like, oh, I escaped, I've done it. Boom. It's over. I've died.